Hi, this is Debra Dixon-Kinzer with Living with Lupus Online Video Magazine, and we're back. Okay, so I was telling you that we were going to talk about diabetes when we came back. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about juvenile diabetes, which is a type of diabetes that can, be with the children that are growing up with lupus. We're also going to talk about certain diabetes called steroid-induced diabetes and gestational diabetes. Now, I'm very, very familiar with the juvenile diabetes and very, very familiar with gestational diabetes, okay? I'm going to tell you how I'm so very versed in both of these, and that's because I've actually had both, okay? I wasn't fortunate enough to have the steroid-induced, thank God, that I didn't have that one. However, it was suggested that I did have it. Okay? So, first of all, juvenile diabetes is also known as type 1 diabetes. Children can be born with juvenile diabetes, but they can also grow out of the juvenile diabetes. Okay? So, yes, you could be born with diabetes, and as you grow up and everything, if you can't get your insulin, um, working with your bloodstream and everything, the glucose balance is going on, then you probably end up having it afterwards, okay? But that's highly unlikely. Only 5% of children, I believe, is what my doctor told me, would continue to have juvenile diabetes well into their teenage years, okay? And then after that, I believe they grow out of it, okay? So with that said and everything, we're going to move on to the steroid-induced diabetes. Now, steroid-induced diabetes is also known as type 2 diabetes. Now, this is what my doctors thought that I had at first. However, because when they first diagnosed me with diabetes in my adult years at the age of 45, okay, they thought it was because I was on steroids. Well, come to find out, I wasn't on anything. I wasn't even taking at the time my lupus medication, which I'm not taking it now, by the way. Okay, so what was happening and everything is that I was having all the signs and symptoms of type 2 diabetes, and they were continuously giving me um, the diabetes medication called metformin. Okay, now that really made me very sick. Instead of lowering my sugar levels, it continued to increase. So what they started me out on was 250 milligrams of metformin, and my insulin levels went from low, to, it was the high. So it was at 151, and it jumped to 250. Now that was a clue right there that something was wrong, okay? So we're going to come back to that, and then we're going to talk to you guys about gestational diabetes, okay? So that's what we're going to go to now, all right? So hold on to that thought and everything of what I said about the, medication, okay? So gestational diabetes is also known as the pregnancy diabetes. So whenever a woman who is pregnant, sugar levels go over 150, they are considered to have uh, gestational diabetes, okay? I asked my doctors what that was, and they told me it was pregnancy diabetes, which at the time, I told you I have 5 children now, okay? So every time I got pregnant, I got gestational diabetes, okay? No fun whatsoever. That was, whew, the worst time that I could ever have. So that can last anywhere from 16 to, how long are you pregnant? 42 weeks, I believe it is. 32, 40, 38, 36, something like that. I think it's like 42 weeks, so it's like a little bit after your pregnancy. Okay? Mine lasted the entire, time that I was pregnant with each one of my children. So now that takes me back to when I had my tumors. Okay? Now, Where can you get tumors? You get your tumors within your birth canal. So I call it your birthing area, okay? So it can be within your fallopian tubes, it can be within your cervix, you can get it in your um, uterus, your fallopian tubes, your uterus, your cervix, and your fallopian tubes, okay? Now there's something else in there I'm missing and I can't remember what it is, but whatever, it's in that area. It's the birthing area, okay? Now, with what you happen to have tumors in that area, and they tell you that you have diabetes, okay, there is the high probability that you will have what is called gestational diabetes. Now, why do I say that? See, my doctors, like I said before, were trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Why was I a diabetic when I had never been a diabetic except for during my pregnancies? Clue. That was a clue right there. Okay? Only time I ever had diabetes is any time that I got pregnant. When they was going on their hunt for it, they thought that it was because of the steroids. So they gave me the metformin. Like I said, they started off at the lowest, which was 250 milligrams of metformin, and they continued to go up. When they got to 2,000 milligrams, now y'all know that's too much. Y'all know that is. If your sugar levels go from 150 to 250 and keep rising after that, because when they put me on the 250 milligrams, it jumped to 250. When they put me on the 500, it jumped to 500. When they put me on 1,000, oh my God, my sugar levels wasn't even readable anymore. Okay? Now, was I dying? Yeah, it was pretty much killing me. And I kept saying, this thing is making me sick, it's making me sick, it's making me sick. And I would go in and out of the hospital at that time. Okay? They wasn't exactly sure what was wrong, but I kind of figured that's what it was because the only time that I ever had diabetes was when I was pregnant. And stating that to them and letting them know, and then I got to the point where I just refused to take any more metformin, any more types of medication for diabetes at all until they found something that was a little bit more stable and was stabilizing my sugar levels. Now, they put me on another medication, and Januvia, I think it was. And I was on Januvia until I had the tumors removed. Once the tumors were removed, the diabetes went away. Yay! Yay! I was so happy, you know, because as before, when I stated before, I was only, whenever I was pregnant, I was only diagnosed then with gestational diabetes. And I kept saying, hey, you guys, please stop putting me on this. I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to stop taking it from now on, and then whatever happens from there happens. Now, yeah, I got forceful because they were killing me in another way, okay? You guys talk it over with your doctor. You decide with your doctor what you're going to do. My doctors chose, to listen to me at that point because it was doing more harm to me than good. Okay? Now, I blew up like 6 balloons on a doggone air balloon trip and everything just to get over the Atlantic Ocean. That's how big I got. I got pictures to prove that. I was pretty big. I was pretty big, okay? I was so big that I no longer had a neck. My face was like here, my whole body matched it. You couldn't see where my joints ended and where they began. That's how I looked, okay? So I was very adamant about what was going on with me. That's how I could, sit here today and talk to you and tell you what I went through, because this is my journey. This is what I went through, okay? Now, my story is not the same as yours, and I'm very fully aware of that. And I understand that everybody has different things going on with them with their lupus, but this is what I did, okay? Because we had to figure it out, you know? We had to figure it out. what was causing it. I never had it before, and I've gone to the doctor, had my sugar levels tested. Now they test me once a year and everything. And before it was every 3 months. And then, when it was really, really bad, it was every 3 to 6 weeks. They had me coming in to test my sugar levels. And once they found out that that's not what it was and everything, that I was not a true diabetic, which is a type 2 diabetic, by the way. I wasn't that. They were getting ready to get to the point where they was going to give me insulin shots. And if they would have gave me insulin shots, I'm guaranteeing that I would have died, because that is not what the problem was. We had to get those tumors out of my body in order to regulate the rest of my body. Okay? That's why I'm so passionate talking to you guys about what is going on with your lupus. You really do have to find out what's happening. Okay? You can find out what is wrong with your body. If you know who you are inside yourself, that means knowing your body, okay? You can pretty much, with your doctor, figure out what is going on, okay? And how to regulate what's happening. Now, a lot of people out there will say, oh yeah, that's easy for you to say. I'm 50 years old. It took me 25 years to figure out how to fix the problems in my body to get to where I am healthy today, and I don't have to take so much of the medication. Yes, I still have pain. Yes, I regulate my pain. Do I regulate it with medication? No, I do not. Okay? Why don't I? It's because I figured out what types of fruit, what types of vegetables, and what types of foods, good foods and bad foods. Let's put it like that. I knew what the good foods were. I knew what the bad foods were. It took 25 years for me to figure it out. Okay? What causes the swelling? Well, it's usually a lot of water, which is brought on by salt and sugar. Okay? It holds the water in. You can't release that water out of your system completely. Okay? Once you get all of the water out of your system, you will start to see the swelling diminish. Okay? Once the swelling diminishes, then you got to figure out what's causing the joints to hurt. Why are they not working correctly? How come I can't bend my arms? How come I can't straighten them out? Why is my joints locked locked in place? Okay? Well, there's several reasons for that. Okay. Now, you could have lost cartilage that's going between the joints, which we can't do anything about that. If you use those particular joints all that time, you'll lose the cartilage over the years. So the older you get, the more cartilage that you lose. Okay? Now, you can try to regulate that by using your calcium, your vitamin E, stuff like that. You got to have those vitamins. That's why it's important to have the vitamins and the minerals that your body needs. Your body needs that to live. Your body needs that to grow. Your body needs that to keep functioning. You need all your calcium, your carbohydrates, good carbohydrates, that is. You need that's for the energy. Okay? You need the proteins, okay? To keep you, regulated and everything. That protein and fiber works together. They keep your body going. Okay? You need your vitamin A, your vitamin C, your vitamin D. Vitamin D you get from the sun, you can get it from your milk. Okay? Calcium you get from your milk. You can get that, from a lot of your vegetables and everything. There are a lot of things in your fruits and vegetables that will help your body exist continuously, okay? And it will keep your body functioning. Now, if you have allergies, hey, I understand about that too. Because there are things that I cannot eat, like pineapples, okay? Certain types of nuts I can't have. Certain types of, fruit. There's like Kiwi, I can't have kiwi. I cannot have, and I love kiwi, okay? I love pineapples, all right? I love watermelon. I can have a little bit of watermelon, but I can't have that much. Do you know that that is the one thing that will keep the water in your body like it's supposed to, moving like it is? It not only hydrates your body, but it also moves out the bad stuff out of your body. Okay? Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. I can only have a little bit of that, and I love watermelon. I can't do much. Okay? I can't even have limes. I love limes. Can't have too much of that. As a matter of fact, even the littlest amount of lime will cause me to break out in hives. Now, I know there's somebody out here saying, you know what, I wouldn't be telling all that. Well, you know what? I can't teach you if I don't tell you. Okay? So, how do you not know? All right? I know that there's lots of other things that I'm allergic to. They're like your oats, your wheats and everything. I can have oatmeal, but I can't have the multi-grain oats. Okay? Why? Because there's certain oats, and I'm not going to tell you all of them because there's so many of them that, will actually close my throat up. Okay? Just like peanuts do for most people. So some people have, nut allergies, and that means that they're allergic to almonds and corn nuts and all those different types of nuts. Okay? Well, I'm not allergic to all of them, but there are a couple out there that I am allergic to. Okay? So you really have to be cautious about what you put into your body. So I understand if you say, well, I can't have those. So what do I do? Well, they have supplements. Okay? That's why they have multivitamin supplements. Okay? They have the ones for women, they have the ones for men. Now, men, I understand that you say, well, you talk about gestational diabetes, and you're talking about juvenile diabetes, and you're talking about steroid-induced diabetes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Gestational diabetes can apply to men too because they do have a reproductive system within their body. Okay? Yeah, you do. Ask your doctor. Okay? Now, as I stated before, you would really have to talk to your doctor about those different kinds of things in order to figure out what is best for you. How is it that I am being diagnosed as a diabetic when I have never had a history of being a diabetic? Now, let's take my mother, for example. My mother is 72 years old. Trying to think now, y'all. Yeah, she's 72 years old. Now, my mother is diagnosed with diabetes, but she is a secondary diabetic. Now, what is a secondary diabetic? A secondary diabetic is one who is induced with diabetes due to other medications other than those of steroids. Okay? So, depending on what she has, okay, that's very serious. She can continuously have um, the secondary type 2 diabetes for the rest of her life. Okay? My mother is a 2-time cancer survivor. She also has lupus. Okay? And with her, because of the medications that she has to take and everything, or that she took prior to, them actually diagnosing her with diabetes and everything, it caused her insulin levels never to be able to regulate. And I'm telling you, she is on the medication, the diabetic medication right now. It's not working because I'm not with her right now. I can't help them figure out what is exactly wrong with her. Now, when she was here with me, I was working with the doctors and everything, and we were all, trying to work this thing out. Now, we had gotten it stabilized at one point, But the moment that she, got it stabilized, she was ready to go, and she left. And once she left my sight, okay, she's better off with me, people. And once she left me, it accelerated once again. So they, have spent a lot of time trying to regulate it. And they do call me every periodically and let me know that it is just not under control. But once they do the steps that I ask them to do, then they seem to get it under control. But she's in a nursing home now, so it's kind of hard to keep her regulated the way it needs to be regulated. So there it is, people. There it is. My brothers and sisters are listening, you know now. Okay, if my children are listening, you know now. Okay, none of y'all call me, so y'all don't know. Anyways, so that was our discussion. If there was anything that I said that you liked, please send me a message, hit like, let other people know about this particular video, if no other one, but about this one, okay? Because it is very important for you guys to know the different types of things that would cause diabetes with a lupus patient, as a lupus patient, okay? Now, if they're trying to figure out and they keep upgrading your medication and ask them to change it and they've changed it and it's still not working, they've got to dig. They've got to dig deep, okay? And some people don't want to do it. Sometimes the type of insurance that you have will not allow it to happen. But you got to find that loophole in order to get through it, to find out the information that you need to find out. Now, if you're like me, you want to take care of your health because you want to extend your life and you want to be there to see your children grow up. And if you're older than, having children and you're no longer having children and you're within the age bracket of 50 and above, then you want to be able to spend that time with your grandchildren. Okay? So spending time with your grandchildren, your family, whether it be your children, your nieces, your nephews, whatever, hey, you want to be able to do that. All right? So that's why I'm here. That's what I'm talking to you guys about. The whole thing about living with lupus in this online video magazine is so we can help you maintain, retain, and sustain your life while living with lupus. Okay? It doesn't have to be a death sentence. It really doesn't. It's all up to you. How do you want to handle it? How do you want to take care of it? Now, over the weeks, and it's been a few weeks now, actually it's been a couple of months and everything, that we have been talking and we've been, telling you what's going on and how I've, went through my journey. That's why I wrote the book, Living with Lupus, My Personal Journey, the one that you see up behind me and everything. I wrote that because I wanted to help people. If I can go through all of this, and I have gone through some stuff, y'all, I have gone through some stuff. If I can go through it and I am still here maintaining, retaining, and sustaining my life, why can I not help you? Okay? Why can these certain steps that I've gone through, all these different little things, all these little scenarios and everything that I've gone through, why can't one of them help you? Or someone that you know, or someone that you love, someone you know is going through this. Okay? It's up to you. So again, if there's anything that I've said that you liked, please hit like, share the video, okay? Subscribe. If there was something that you did not like that I said, please hit dislike, the thumbs down thing. Leave a comment. Either way, I'd be more than happy to read your comments. If you do not want to leave a comment in the box below, please send me a private email. It's at livingwithlupusmagazine@gmail.com. I will be more than happy to read your comments, whether they be good, bad, or indifferent. Okay? If you know someone who has lupus that you care about, that you love, and even if you don't love them, that you just care about them because you know them and everything, share the video with them. Share this link. Tell them to come on here and, subscribe. Okay? I would like for everyone in the country to be able to hear what I have to say, I'm not a spokesperson for the Lupus Foundation of America. No, I'm not. They would have to pay me, and yes, you all heard it here first. They would have to pay me to be their spokesperson. Okay? I am not their spokesperson. I am the spokesperson for Living with Lupus Online Video Magazine. Okay? And why? Because it's about you and your journey. It's about helping you get through your journey. Okay? I want to help you. Now, the other day, I was talking to someone, and they were telling me some different things about, what they were going through with their lupus. And they mentioned that they had diabetes, but, every time they take the medication, they get really, really sick. And I said to them, I said, I remember when I went through that. I said, I went through it, and I know a couple of other people that went through it. I said, now, one of the other people that I knew that went through the same thing and everything, they passed away, and I didn't want to be in that group that passed away. So I pushed my doctor and I said, look, if this is not working, we've got to change our medication. It took them a long time to change the medication, okay? I researched to find out what other medications that I could take that would be less evasive than metformin, because metformin, it caused a lot of stomach issues. It caused a lot of diarrhea. I couldn't hold down food. I couldn't even, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I wasn't even losing weight. As much as I was using the bathroom and regurgitating, I could not lose any weight. Now, there's something wrong when you're doing that much on both ends and you're still gaining weight and your sugar levels are still going up. Something's wrong with that. I have a huge problem with that. First of all, if it's messing with your stomach enough for you to have such diarrhea that you cannot control it anymore, then I feel that the medication is not conducive for what it's set out to do. That means that, no. That's what it means, no. Let's change it. Okay? That's how I feel about it. That's why I tell you that I am not a spokesperson for the Lupus Foundation of America, because they go off medication and I don't. Okay? I'm more holistic. That means I deal with the natural, environmental things such as fruits, vegetables, herbs, and spices. Yep, sure do. Okay? And I will do those over medication in a heartbeat. Okay? Because first of all, back in the early 1600s, even before that, when Jesus was alive, let's go that far back. When Jesus was alive, okay, they didn't have chemicals in their medication. Think about it. It's his birthday today. This is the 25th of December. So man says that we're celebrating Jesus on this day. Okay, so since we're celebrating Jesus on this day, we are going to talk about what he actually used, okay, to heal people. And it wasn't chemicals, y'all. That's what medication is, chemicals. Herbs, spices, fruits, and vegetables. Okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? You guys know how I feel. I mean, I talk about it all the time and everything. So don't let this be news to you, because it's not news. I will, give you support groups and support information like that from the Lupus Foundation of America, because, I don't offer a support group. It's just me. It's just me. I mean, I guess this is a support group, I guess, but I just do all the talking and everybody else listens, and every once in a while somebody will send me something. Just saying. I don't have an 800 number is what I'm saying. And they do. They have people that can come together. I can offer a support group. I do offer it every single day on here. You know, the thing is that it is totally, totally up to you to want to subscribe. It's totally up to you to leave a message, send something, you know, say whatever you got to say. You know, I'm willing to listen. I will not share anything that you don't want me to share or anything like that. And if you want me to share your story, I will most certainly share your story. Okay? But that's up to you. All right? So, anyway, as we were saying, this is Debra Dixon-Kinzer with Living with Lupus Online Video Magazine. Know that you are not alone on your journey going across that big blue water of the ocean, either whether it be the Atlantic or the Pacific, not specific, Pacific Ocean. I am there with you. If it be the Red Sea, the Black Sea, you know, any of those oceans, seas, or rivers, I'm right there paddling right along with you. We can go whitewater rafting if you'd like. I've done that too. Okay? You are not alone walking through that woods. I'm right there with you. Okay? I've been there. I've done that. All right? I know what it's like to feel like you're swimming the ocean by yourself. I know what it's like to feel like you're walking through the woods and all eyes are on you. All eyes are on me every single time that I do these videos. Okay? So I know you're not alone. You know, I know you're not alone. All right? So we want you to maintain, sustain, and retain your life while living with lupus. That is what the goal is, okay? That is what we're about. I'm here for you, all right? So I really do hope that you enjoyed your Christmas meal. I most certainly enjoyed the meal. I enjoyed the family and the friends. I have an audience, you guys. They've been very quiet and been watching me do this video and everything. So now I am going to get back with them. And you guys have a wonderful rest of the evening with your friends and your family, watching all them games and doing what you do, okay? Don't let lupus take you. You take the lupus. Have a great evening. Bye.